Greetings, Tetris citizens. It's your old pal Van Dweller back with more classic Tetris Monthly Masters event for February 2026. And what we've got for you today is a round of 16 match that will go immediately into a top 8 match. And we're going to determine one of our semi-finalists today. It's about time. There's like 5 days left in the month, but that's what we are going to do. Top 16. Green is what we're doing. Sidnev versus Gwafey. Now, we've already done the Knight versus Shadow Knight, and Knight was the one who moved on. So in the top 8, that means that they are gonna, whoever wins at Sidnev Gwafey is gonna play Knight in this top 8 and move on to the semi-finals. So that is what we are doing. If you were under the impression this was starting at like a half hour before now, it got changed at the last moment. So no big deal. We're happy that everyone is here, and I'm just excited that Gwafey has internet. I mean, I guess they're getting slammed with snow over there where Gwafey is, so hopefully that remains the case. Let's take a look at our rules so you know what we're playing. And I just want to remind the players this is a best of 5. The first player to 3 wins is the winner of the match. Level 18 starts all the way through level 39 super kill screen. Uncapped score, of course. Same piece sets will be re-rolled in between each game of the match. And do not get any advice while you are playing. Nobody in the room or in your ear telling you how you should play, about your opponent's board state or anything like that. And do not pause unless the commentator tells you. If you do experience tech issues like with your internet or your computer or OBS or your capture or your camera, just keep playing. You do not have to pause and ask whether or not you should keep playing. Just keep playing, and then I will sort it out, okay? And the winner gets absolutely something. That's a share in a prize pool, which stands right now at $297.08. Kind of a far cry from our top 8 incentive. We would love to get to $2,000 so we can pay our top 8. Try to lure these players back with a good juicy prize pool every single month. You know, who knows who would stop playing if that prize pool weren't there. And we don't want them to stop playing. We want everybody to play and come in and earn that money so they can go out to regionals and championships and all that kind of stuff. That's what we want to do. So if you want to support the players, use the Matcherino command while you're watching live on Twitch or on YouTube. That'll bring up some links. The one that says Masters is the one. Click on that. It'll take you to the landing page for this tournament with our prize pool partner Matcherino, and you can log in with your existing Twitch or YouTube or Discord account once you're in. Look on the right side of the screen for the button. It says contribute. It's mustard colored, and there you go. That's how to support the players. If you want to support the channel, you can go to patreon.com/monthly Tetris, make an ongoing pledge of support to keep this channel going, just like the people on this slide have done. And big shout out to Scott Gray, Jane the Window, K9 Tacky, Madelsberger, N-Dog, Mr. Brain, Corporal Jr., Troy Dan, Kim M, Cat Kid, Java T, Jason, Sunny, and Mila. So, yeah, thank you. And if you want to find other ways to support us, you can use the support command, and there you will find other ways. If you're on YouTube, you've got super chats and stickers. You can join the channel as a member, and you can gift channel memberships as well over on YouTube. On Twitch, you got bits, you got subs, you can gift subs, and if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get an Amazon Prime Twitch Prime Gaming sub that you can grant to the streamer of your choice on a monthly basis, but it is use it or lose it. You can't save or stack them, so do not lose it. Use it on us. Okay? Good enough? Enough? Yeah, it is. We're going to flop on over to our game scene, watch as our players warm up. Looks like we just had a $10 contribution to the prize pool. Let me take a look at who that was. Man, Matchery is going to make me log in again to see who it is. Oh, it looks like it was Daryl. Daryl, thank you for your contribution to the prize pool that gets us over 300 to 307.08. Really appreciate that, Daryl. right, I'll try to make these players roughly the same size. All right, players, this will be your final warm-up game, so I will put the seed in the chat. Gwafey, you can take one more while Sidnev's going. So I'll put the seed in the chat, and there it is. You can go as long as Sidnev's going. What's up, Adam Verbus, Invictus Rage Suds, DJ Mr. Burrow, Lean Door, Mino Floof, Ego Chip, Lerptron. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Oh yeah, the notification thing got, yeah, I didn't change it. Sorry, Colin. Sorry, you just get to see some of the best players in the world play in one of the most prestigious tournaments in the world. Sorry. Okay, it is 060D75. As soon as both players signal ready, we can go ahead and get started in game number 1. Mr. Brain with the 2292 contribution. Thank you, Mr. Brain. Really appreciate that. That gets us up to 330. Very nice. All right, looks like both players are ready. Game number 1, Sidnev and Gwafey. Top 16. The winner goes to the top 8. The face night. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. On the left side, it is Sidnev, seed number 2. She qualified in with a 1.73 million. Sidnev is from the Netherlands and has a PB, last I checked, of 8.52 million. And let me just double check that ranking there. I might have that wrong. No, I got it right. All right, so Sidnev, yeah, ranked number 6th in the most recent Premier poll. That is a ranking of Tetris players in both open and DAS competition. You can find the full rankings over at premierpoll.com. Premier with an E at the end. Use the PP command to bring up the link to that one. Sidnev is a Masters champion. Got it in August of 2024. After I don't know, kind of an epic number of attempts in the finals, but finally she broke through and got it. Looking for another one here in the top 16. She earned an automatic entry into the round of 16 due to her number 2 qualifier, so this is her first match in this month's tournament. Sidnev, you also know as having been the runner-up in CTWC's Gold Bracket Championship. That was in 2023, of course, an epic match against Fractal. She was also the runner-up in our championship this past year in 2025 Mega Masters. She was the runner-up in that one as well. And she got a whole bunch of first place in a lot of different things, including Classic Tetris European Championship in 2021, 22, and 25. Austria Regional back-to-back winner, 24 and 25. You've also seen her at various other regionals, like the Waco Regional in 2023, which was amazing for her to go out there. And then also, you know, CTWC DAS and Well, Sidnev, one of the top players for a long time. 241 here for Sidnev. 302 for Gwafey. And on the right side of the screen, it is Gwafey. Sidnev up pretty high on the board. Both of the players pretty high on the board. So Sidnev trying to keep that right side uncovered, trying to bring it down a notch or two, and she does, and she gets a couple Tetrises to knock it down. 292 for Gwafey, but 356 for, 292 for Sidnev, but 356 for Gwafey, with just about the same line count. So it's about a 3 Tetris lead for Gwafey. Gwafey seed number 15 from the US of A, PB of 4.69 million coming into the month, and I think number 20 in the Premier poll. And Gwafey did have to play in round 2, did get a 1-round bye. Gwafey defeated Paco is Taco in that round 2 to get to the round of 16 here against Sidnev. Gwafey is a 2-time CTWC Gold Bracket player, and his best result was this past year, 2025, made it into the top 16. He's also a 2-time Mega Masters player. You've seen him at the Northeast Regional and the Boston Tea Parity Regionals over the past few years. He had his best finish in the Masters event back in August of 2025. It was a top 4 finish. He's also a former Futures Circuit winner back in July of 24. And I believe Gwafey's first Masters appearance was back in January of 2025, not counting Mega Masters. All right, Sidnev's left side, a little odd there, big kind of thing sticking out of there, but she's working stuff around and she's getting it brought down. I think she'll be okay. But she's got 6 lines to go until 19. And more than 6 lines piled on that right side, so she will go into 19 dirty. And oh, this is going to be tough. Long bar to the left, gets down. Okay. This is low enough now where she can work on it. And all right, so just one piece away really from uncovering, and Sidnev has extricated herself from some transition trouble into 19. So 573 for Sidnev, 652 for Gwafey. So Gwafey ahead by about 100,000 points. Tetris for Sidnev into 21. Gwafey's board though, going to take a little bit of work to get Tetris ready again. Let's see if he's going to go center well here for a turn. And I'm going to try to get one. But yeah, just going to take this down with a triple. Couldn't get the Tetris. And that little sequence is going to allow Sidnev to close the gap a little bit. Her stack getting high, but she gets a long bar down. And another one. So she's at 710, and now she's technically in the lead real time-wise. But she is ahead, 8 to 12 lines. Skimming a Tetris for Gwafey, 755. Tetris Gwafey, 813. And yeah, just a little bit of an awkward stack there after that little J, but no problem. So Gwafey's still maintaining the lead. He's back by 2 lines, ahead by about 8,000. So it's very close. Long bar tuck there for Sidnev. And Skimming trying to keep it open. Long bar in Tetris, Sidnev 875, Gwafey 881. So we're into level 26 on Sidnev's side at 230 lines. Level 29 will kick in. That speed will double, and then they will have 100 lines till the super kill screen kicks in at 330 lines. This is probably one of them. There were a lot of I think it was the Trace Vector soundtrack, so that was crazy. Max out for Sidnev. She's on 27 and now ahead real time wise for Sidnev. All right, we are on level 28. Sidnev is into 29 at about A70. Tetris for Sidnev, B13. Gwafey trying to get a bar down that right side. Has to take a triple. It's going to cut off one of his Tetrises that he could get. And now he just wants to get any bar going into 29, and he will not. So he's going to have to kind of bring this down the old-fashioned way without Tetrises. There you go. And then a couple Tetrises in a row. Gwafey, that board disappears very quickly. So Gwafey in decent shape here at level 30, B01. Sidnev now out to 100,000 point lead real time. Gwafey back by about 10 lines though. Tetris, Gwafey, B82. There's one Sidnev, C93. Oh, no, that right side for Gwafey. And this is going to be a tough down stack. Not impossible. He opens up that right side and now just kind of all in on a bar and not going to get the bar. That is going to be a top out for Gwafey. And Sidnev going to take game number 1. All right, intentional top out, guys. Pieces are here, D570A1 when you're ready. Take a moment if you need it. So Gwafey out ahead most of that game right there until sort of the early post 29 segment. Okay, Sidnev and Gwafey are ready. They've got the pieces and they are about to start game number 2. Sidnev versus Gwafey, 3-2-1 Tetris. These individuals have met one time in the CTM cinematic universe, and that was all the way back in November of 2025. Way back in the day. That was also in the round of 16. Sidnev took that one 3 games to none. So Gwafey may be trying to exact a little revenge. All right, Sidnev at that exact moment that I started that sentence was 1 point ahead. Sidnev with her characteristic 1 pushdown point to start a game. Junior's in the chat. What's going on, Junior? Siler is here. Furio Lokenze. I always think Furio. I always think of The Sopranos. Furio. Nah, you guys don't watch The Sopranos, you know. You're too young. Don't watch it. I've seen Bees is here. Hello, hello, Tayo. A Peach Trees, another food screen name. A 208 Sidnev 169 Gwafey. Tetris Gwafey 193. I can hear the tortoise clomping around in the other room. Like I think he's mad. When the tortoise gets mad, he's very demonstrative and he like kind of bangs himself on the floor up and down very hard when he walks. He's like, I want my lettuce. $322 for Sidnev, $262 for Gwafey, 60,000 point lead. Sidnev, 2 lines apart. Yeah, all the I've seen B says, wait, you also have a tortoise. I mean, I don't have anything. These are all Sue's animals. Sue's had this thing for like, I don't know, 25 years, like for a long time. Before I knew her. Well, I mean, I guess I knew her in high school, but. Junior with the 1047 contribution to the prize pool. I'm going to go ahead and give one of our players' streams a refresh. Keep playing, players, please. Just keep playing. All right. Let's see if that did it. Yeah, let's see. All right, players, do keep playing. Sometimes these streams do come back. Sidnev at 397, 80 lines. Gwafey at 64. So do keep playing, players. And we'll see if it comes back. Sidnev in a little bit of a dig here. All right, she's opening it up. Well, she's going for the Tetris. She's not looking just to downstack here. She is looking to get the Tetris, but all right, there is the Tetris 438. If we get to transition and it's not back, then we will do over. But please keep playing. Just keep playing. Just keep playing. Just keep playing. Well, what happened? Oh. Gwafey, what happened? There's no way to confirm what happened. So, yeah, we're just gonna, obviously this is whatever's happening. So we're just gonna go ahead and, so I'm assuming you just stopped playing, right? All right. You're streaming on hotspot. You just stopped. Yeah. All right. Oh, your mom came in the room and said the Wi-Fi. All right. Well, we'll just replay it. It's the easiest thing to do. It's fine. So go ahead and increment to E6. Tetris says, I've only heard players keep playing for 5 years or so. I know. They just think, you know, that's fine. It was probably never coming back, so that's fine. So we're gonna redo. That's fine. All right, it's the real game 2 for real this time. Let's go ahead and get them started. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. CRM, customer relationship management. Classic Retris monthly. Yeah, CRM is like, you know, if you're like a customer and you're interacting with a company, they document everything, and the CRM tool is the software that they use to manage the contact with you and, you know, retain all the information about the contact and all that. Contribution, another one from JR Gagne, 1147. So we had 2 contributions from JR Gagne. The first one was Let's Go Tetris. And then another one says, I love game 2s. Yeah, so you still want credit for having contributed during game 2. So you had to contribute twice. That's the rules. So yeah, I mean, definitely understandable on Gwafey's side. They are undergoing, I believe right now, what is called a nor'easter, a particularly brutal type of snowstorm that I guess in the US is, you know, characteristic of the Northeast. It's pronounced like that. I always said Gagne. Well, it depends. So there was a baseball player named Greg Gagne who played for the Twins like back in the 80s and 90s. But there's also another one called Eric Gagne, spelled exactly the same way. There might be, you know, some sort of diacritical mark over the E or something, but he was Eric Gagne, and Junior's name comes from Eric Gagne, not from Greg Gagne. So it's JR Gagne. $275 for Sidnev, $278 for Sidnev. Tetris for Gwafey, 348, 349 for Sidnev, so it's a close one. Yeah, what did Gagne have? Like 55 consecutive saves or something like that? It was a lot. Like 56. Or was that the record he broke? $395 for Gwafey, $464 for Sidnev after a Tetris. It's about a 46,000 point lead. So about 2 Tetrises. I think eventually Eric Gagne did play for the Red Sox, which is my team. And they have a history of just getting like closers well past their prime, usually not working out. Although it worked out with Aroldis Chapman. I'm sure you guys are here for the baseball talk. That's why you really came. We got to invite Bidwell on. We can talk baseball the whole time. 475 for Gwafey. 534 for Sidnev. All right, I'm going to put a word in the chat, and then I'm going to give you 2 ways to pronounce it, and I want you to tell me how you pronounce it. Okay, is this word scallop or scallop? 1 for scallop, 2 for scallop. This is how you tell who's from New England. Or from the UK. I think some people in the UK pronounce it scallop. All right, both players high on the board. Both players bringing it down. 634 for Sidnev, pacing as usual. So yeah, New Englanders, Canadians, they all seem to be scallop. And the sane people say scallop. Yeah, number 1 is the New England version, scallop. But, well, you know, you're young now, and all the regional accents are going away because everyone watches TikTok now. That's what, you know. All the regional accents disappearing. $7.79 for Sidnev, $6.31 for Gwafey. I mean, I hated my accent. I had that accent when I was, you know, a kid, but I hated it. So I got rid of it. Oh, God, Gwafey about to get rid of this game as he tops out at 636 on level 22. And Sidnev is good in game number 2. Okay. So, Sidnev up 2-0. I have never heard a New Englander speak non-rhotically. The stereotypes are wrong. Well, one of the things that they do, though, is they use the R's. They put R's where they don't belong. Like if you wanted to say, Christina ate it, you would, you know, in New England, you would often hear, at least, you know, back in the day, Christina ate it. So it's not simply they just never speak without an R. It's the R's are weird. The law of conservation of R's, right? Junior knows. Junior knows. We're going up to Manchester. We're going to take $4.95. We're going to get on Route 3 in Billerica. Yeah, open the draw. All right. Oh, I hit the twice. Sorry, I double hit the button. So let's go with this one. how much of your New England accent theories are just about Boston? I mean, they're about like everybody in New England. There are differences, you know, throughout New England, but the tendencies are the same. So, my theories. Tayo, can I ask how old you are, Tayo? All right, let's go. And this is a thing where it's relevant. All right, let's go ahead. Game number 3, 27. I mean, you know, you've grown up largely in an age where there was an internet and the decline of accents, and you know, I grew up in New England when there was not such a thing. It was a little bit on its way out because of television and movies, but so you're saying I have theories, but I mean, you know, I was alive. Yeah, every kid growing up when I was a kid had a Boston accent. Now it's a lot rarer. Yeah, when I was a kid, like there was no kid that did not have a Boston accent unless they moved from some other place. Yes, every kid in the region where I lived, and I moved around and traveled and went to different places all the time. You know, I traveled for sports and scouts and family vacations and had relatives all over New England. And we traveled all the time. It was very rare to find somebody who did not have that accent unless they were from somewhere else, or they, you know, I mean, that was very rare. All right, Sidnev up way high on the board. Very awkward, but starting to expose some of these wells and gaps and all that. And that is a top out for Gwafey on 18. So both players kind of experiencing trouble with that sequence. And that is an 18 top out for Gwafey. Sidnev will end up surviving and taking this in a sweep. GG's Gwafey. That was rough. But, you know, played very, very well in game number 1, obviously. You know, super great player. Not how you want to go out, but he played very, very well. So GG's to you. Okay, we're going to bring in our next match. I will go ahead and run an ad. I'll set up the next match. It's going to be against Knight. It's going to be a top 8. And the winner will move to the semifinals. So it's a fairly consequential match. Nothing. Okay, we're gonna run an ad. We'll be back. Do. player's very mobile, so you gotta figure out where is their natural sitting position. You know, it's very complicated. You want a acapella group that sings flex style? All right, Colin, you start that. So yeah, this will be I mean, our first semifinalist. We don't have anyone else in the top 8. So what the heck is going on this month? Like, we have no other top 8 match having gone yet, and these two, or nobody even into the top 8, and these two are going to play down to a semifinalist. So, all right, I just need just give me a minute here, and I will be right back. Continue to warm up. I just need to take care of something in the apartment. I'll be right back. Dude, the tortoise was pissed. Okay, the tortoise, you know, he had been clomping around outside in the, the hallway of the apartment and around the apartment, clomping. When he gets mad, he clomps. I walk out the door, and he's just he's facing my door, like staring, like glaring at my door, just waiting for me to come out. And he gave me this horrible, angry look. So he's like, he wanted his lettuce. He's good now. I gave him some lettuce. So he should be okay now. But he was mad. That guy was mad. His name is Fatty. Fatty the tortoise. All right, let me just refresh these players here. All right, I think Knight doing a little controller repair, so just bear with us for 1 second. Oh, I didn't mute. I took a drink and I didn't mute. Sorry. Oh, sorry about that. Usually I mute when I drink. Oh, poor Knight, you gotta tape your controller together. Oh. Knight has to tape the controller. The controller is being taped together. Well, it's faster to test. That makes sense. That makes sense. I think that makes a lot of sense, actually, because, you know, sometimes the screws do become loose. So if you like the action on the controller, then just set it with tape. So even if the screws come a little bit loose, maybe it'll stay together longer. But also, yeah, the screws become stripped, and sometimes you can't, you know, it doesn't quite work. Oh, it's a good idea. I like it. All right, the gloves being put on. The foot is in position. The testing has begun. Lets me no, why do I have so many? What's up, Chef Boyar Giebs? Okay. We're gonna need a couple minutes. Sidnev, if you want to warm up. Okay. You can do that. It's fine. Did I miss a match, Reno? I did not. If only there were a controller that didn't have these rubber pads. That would be amazing. Vandy, did we talk about hockey yet? I couldn't tell you the first thing about hockey. Like, I don't know. This is like hockey and basketball. I couldn't tell you the first thing about it. Like, I've been to a couple hockey games, I've been to a couple basketball games, but like, all right, you know, I'm from New England. You'd think I'd be a Bruins fan, Celtics fan. They got players playing entire careers and getting their numbers retired, and I never heard of them. Don't know who it is. I just don't pay attention to those at all. Like, yeah, like, oh, the Bruins just retired. What a legend. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer or whatever. I don't know. We retired his number. I'm like, I don't know who this is. The U.S. Yeah, I did see some of the Olympic coverage of hockey, so I did watch that. But as far as like NHL and NBA, I can't. I don't have, I don't have the bandwidth. Oh, it's definitely a big deal. Of U.S. hockey beating Canada in both. Although I was rooting for Canada, but I'm a traitor. Yeah, let's increment. Let's do 7-4. We've been sitting with that seed for a while. Oh, did I yeah. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Looks like we're about to begin. It is the top 8. It is Sidnev versus Knight. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. Really appreciate that. And the winner of this is going to go to the semifinals. So let us find out who it is going to be, Sidnev or Knight, in 3-2-1 Tetris. I was rooting for Canada. You know, we've been giving them a hard time unnecessarily. So, let them have a win. I don't know. I didn't really care. I don't always root for like the US to win in the Olympics. I just pick the players and teams that I like if I care at all. Really, the only Olympic sport that I really care about is figure skating. That's like pretty much all I care about. I've always loved figure skating my entire life, and it's the one event that I always make sure to watch and follow, and at least during Olympics time. I don't follow it the whole year, but so yeah. I didn't really like our Americans, the two leading Americans, both in male and female skaters, but I liked Alyssa Liu a lot. She was great. And I was glad she won. $117 for Sidnev, $117 for Knight. I'm not all that jazzed about Ilya Malinin. He seems kind of pretentious. So I didn't like that. 122 for Sidnev, 142 for Knight. On the left side, it is Sidnev, seed number 2 from the Netherlands, PB of 8.52 million. Ranked number 6 in the most recent Premier poll and a CTM Master back in August of 2024. She was the runner-up in our Mega Masters Championship in 2025. She's also the runner-up in CTWC in 2023. She's also a 3-time Classic Tetris European champion. In 21, 22, and 25. And back-to-back CWC Austria winner. Okay, yeah, no more pausing, please. Yeah, no, just a warning. No more pausing, please. So that's just one warning for this game. I'm sure it was urgent for something during this game, but one more pause and it will be awarded to the other player. No, it's just a warning. Guys, calm down in the chat, okay? It's a warning. It wasn't done for advantage. Clearly, there was a distraction, but... there's a warning. 313 for Sidnev, 348 for Knight. And Sidnev going to get a Tetris into column 3. And Tetris for Knight, 440. Tetris for Sidnev, 383. Gets a Tetris 406. There's one for Knight, 485. One line apart, about an 80,000 point difference. $521 for Sidnev, $538 for Knight. Knight gets a Tetris and one more into 29. Daniel Song, I already said there was a warning, so you don't need to harp on it. It's over. Thank you. Tetris for Knight, 611. C-Dubs with the sub on Twitch. Dan V with the sub on Twitch. What's up? Thank you, folks. Appreciate that. 54 months for Dan V, 58 for C-Dubs. That is a lot. 683 for Sidnev, 746 for Knight. Yeah, I mean, some of the people playing in this tournament aren't even 54 months old. Tetris for Sidnev, 741. How long until that is actually not a joke? I know, Suds. Oh, anyway, I didn't intro. We got distracted by Pausegate there. But anyway, on the right side, Knight, who we should tell you about. Knight qualified in with a with some amount of points into some ranking or other. Yeah, qualified in with a 1.542 from Canada, PB of 4.8 million, ranked 8 in the Premier poll. And Knight defeated Shadow Knight in the round of 16 to get here to this top 8. Max out for Sidnev, A31. Knight, gonna miss that T-spin down that deep channel. And that's gonna set her back a little bit, but 10 lines to try to clear this down in preparation for the level 29 speed increase. Tetris for Sidnev, B90. Knight got the max on 29, but this is a tough board, so it's going to try to bring this down. Anyway, Knight is the reigning STM no bars champion, so the world champion of no bar Tetris, and Knight not going to get the bars she needs here either, and that is going to be a top out at A15, and Sidnev is going to take game number 1. And Sidnev with the rollover. And Sidnev into 39 up to 1.7. Yeah, this pause disable is legal, but you know, it is legal. Okay. Okay, so looks like we got both players ready. Let's see what Knight can do here. 7-1 AC 3D. I think she's having controller issues, so see what she can do. But we are going to go ahead and proceed. Game number 2, Sidnev versus Knight in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Okay, dirty Tetris for Sidnev, 28,000. Tetris for Knight, 31,000. All right, dirty Tetris for Sidnev. She's got another one open. It's like 5 rows up. And getting pretty high here, so we'll see what happens. Longbar gets over another dirty. And Knight having real problems over on that left side of the board. It's open for a Tetris down the middle. Another dirty Tetris Sidnev, 144. And Sidnev going for another dirty column 5 and gets it. So trying to keep pace despite this board, and she's going for another one too. All right, T-spin at the top. And no, she's still gonna go for it. I thought maybe she would take the triple this time. And another dirty Tetris for Sidnev. It was like tree strats here. Like we're speed running level 18. So, all right. So Knight now in a good position. Good board. And not too far behind, really. Only back by about a Tetris. But Knight still seems to be having some sort of issues related to controller. Tetris for Sidnev, 297. Oh, and that is going to be a top out for Knight. And Sidnev going to take game number 2. Do you want to adjust? Do you want to try to dig into that controller again? Maybe flip the D-pad upside down. Like sometimes you can spin that D-pad upside down and it seats differently, or it's a shell thing. You tape it a little harder or something like that. It's tape tight. Do you have a backup controller at all? Well, I mean, what can we do? I mean, if you can't fix it, I mean, can you fix it at all? Like ever? I mean, we can't go substantially into March and all that. You just play it out with DAS? Okay. Okay. Well, see what you can do. Try to play it out. I appreciate it. Yeah, sorry you have to go through that, but I don't know. Try maybe a GoFundMe for a controller or something, or a backup or something like that. Or maybe somebody near you's got an extra one that they can give you, or maybe somebody can send you one. at some point. Not for this month, obviously, but for the future. I know backup is like, you know, for players like these controllers are like, well, you can't just have a backup controller because you got to get used to it. But, and yeah, it's true. But, you know, if you just have at least a functional one as a backup, maybe at least you can sort of just at least have it. Anyway, looks like both players are ready. So let's go ahead and get them started. Sidnev up 2-0 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Yeah, Travis likes those #1 nylon washers. Do they have that, Travis? Do they have that at Home Depot? Flat washers. Vandy, are you coming to CTWC this year? I'd give it about a 40% chance. The spin and the Tetris for Knight, the Vits for Sidnev, and we are off and running here in game number 3. Anything we can do to help increase those chances? Yeah, I guess find me a job, I guess. I think it's kind of what it's going to come down to. Sharky likes those chances. Oh, because Sharky doesn't want me to go. That's why. He likes 40%, because that means I'm not going to go. Probably. You know, probably not going to go. He likes that. Anyway, Tetris down the middle for Sidnev. 122 for Knight. 40% is better than 0%. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's just I don't have a large budget for, you know, personal pleasure travel. Put it that way. 136 for Sidnev. Tetris goes down Knight. There's a skim. She's going to get Tetris ready again. 216. Tetris for Sidnev, 174. 264 for Knight. Tetris Knight, 287. And so, yeah, Knight on pace for a 600K transition through the first half of level 18. Tetris Sidnev 250. Dirty Tetris Sidnev 273. All right, Knight 384 through 85 sets up that little tuck for the square. Another dirty Tetris Sidnev. She's just staying 2 rows up. And you can see her practicing, like, what was it, 5 or 6 floor or whatever. Maybe it was even higher than that. I think it was higher than that. I don't even know what the floor was. So clearly being 2 above is not a problem for Sidnev. And yeah, just using that long bar to get Tetris ready. Not taking the board down, staying there. Sidnev 10 lines ahead and 42,000 points back. Tetris for Knight, 478. $524 Knight. That's my birthday score. Thanks, Tetris. Sidnev is into 19 at 508. All right, Knight gets that S so she can build out that right side. Get it, Tetris. She's got 2 more available. So that 600K looking likely, although that is going to complicate things right there. We'll see if she can get the bar. And no. Well, yeah, she'll have the 600K into, but not by way of the Tetris. And now she's going to downstack here. She's on DAS, so this is going to be tough downstack. Sidnev 690 now into the lead after the slowdown by Knight. Knight had the lead really all the way through 18. Tetris for Knight 638. Is Knight ranked in DAS? I don't think so. I think it's just not playing DAS enough, or DAS competitions enough. But I mean, she would be if she played the DAS comp. So 671 for Knight, 725 Sidnev. Sidnev up kind of high on the board here, but Longbar gets over and another gets over. So Sidnev getting those Tetrises to bring this board down quickly. Knight 732. Sidnev 877. Knight level 23. Tetris says Premier Pool is notorious for not ranking really talented players like Knight and I. Yeah, what the heck? Get Tetris on the Premier Pool. All right, don't do that. I mean, do that if you think it's correct, but don't just do that if you don't think it's correct. Dirty Tetris for Knight. I think that was column 3 or 4. Uh-oh. Oh, the quick tap for Knight. Oh, no, that Z in the middle is going to really complicate things. And I'm not sure what she's going to be able to do, but she's much better than anybody here. That is going to be a top out for Knight. And so Knight gutting it out, trying to get through. Controller issues, tried to play on DAS, and played very well as far as the DAS game goes. But it was not going to be enough to overtake Sidnev in this one. So hopefully, Knight, you'll be able to put your long nightmare of controller issues behind you, figure that out, get that all resolved. We'll watch Sidnev play this out or not play this out. But anyway, that is going to be a semi-final appearance. Give me 1 second. Oh my God, 1 second. 1 second. Oh God. Oh no, you're not Blue Scooty, you're Sidnev. All right, Sidnev. There we go. Ready? And Sidnev. So you are a bracket winner. That means you will be moving on to the semi-finals. Congratulations to you. I will go ahead and report this to the centralized Tetris reporting authority. We have regional headquarters in 10 different districts in the United States. So we're going to put out a whole report and find all the good Tetris players after having reported them. Okay. All right. Well, that is going to do it for us today. Let's show you the bracket. The bracket is here. Where is it? It's your first semifinalist, Sidnev, seed number 2. Getting into the green bracket. This is the entire tournament. Here, I'll bring this over if you can make sense of that. Can you make sense of that? All right. Who in chat, admit it. Admit if it's too complicated to understand, because I need to know. Is this too complicated? You can understand it. All right. Everybody, people understand it. It's hard to get all this. It's not complicated enough. It's not. You don't see anything complicated. All right, you get it though, right? You get it. The middle is the top 16. The extremities are the early rounds. And then the top 8 on the bottom. Okay, good. It is a lot of visual information to take in. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, meme versus dog top 16, crazy. Totally crazy. All right, I might be back a little bit later today. Maybe do some more PB attempts or maybe something else. But I got to get some stuff done while I have the opportunity. We're not making the best progress, but you know, I guess we have 5 days left in the month. And do we have anything else on the schedule? Let me take a look. So we have Masters. We have one match tomorrow, and that's the only other thing that's on the schedule right now. It's Eyeball versus Dan V tomorrow. Other than that, none of these other matches are scheduled. So that is a problem. You need shells. Yeah, is there anyone in Canada that just has spare controller parts or shells or whatever? Somebody must have that. You know, can get it to you. There must be somebody. Okay. Well, that is where the tournament stands right now. Tomorrow on the schedule right now is just the Dan V versus Eyeball top 16. And yeah, that's all that's on the schedule. So we'll see. I'm sure this will all come together very quickly. Let us hope. Dear God, let us hope. So thanks to everybody who supported the stream. We'll get this rolling here. And thank y'all. Thank you to the follow for Mushlong and Quader Nets and Twitch subs from Colby and Dan V. Thank you very much for your support. Patreon is a thing. Thank you to the patrons Scott Gray, Jay, the Window Canine, Tacky, Madelsberger, N-Dog, Mr. Brain, Corporal Jr., Troy Dan, Kim M, Cat, Java T, Jason, Sunny, Mila, and everybody else on this slide. Really appreciate that. Go to patreon.com/monthly Tetris if you want to support us, or use the support command right here. Find other ways to support us as well. Prize pool, well, we have made some progress. We're up to 351.94, courtesy of Junior, who loves Game 2s, Mr. Brain, and Daryl F. Really appreciate... Oh, and Russell. I think Russell. Well, Russell was before, but thank you, Russell, also. So anyway, thank you for that. We're chugging along. We're making a little progress. I am worried about... I'm always worried, but when we have 5 days left in the month, I get especially worried about the prize pool, because without the prize pool, we're just... what are we? I don't know. Classic Tetris bi-weekly, I guess. So, except, half as often. So let's get that prize pool up. If we can, use that Matcherino command while you're watching live on Twitch or on YouTube. If you're watching the VOD, you can go to the description and there is a link. So thank you. CTBW has a prize pool sometimes. Oh yeah, then we're worse. We're sub CTBW. All right, that's going to do it. YouTube, we will say goodbye to you. Thank you, Daniel, Knight, Chukashak. I don't know how to pronounce that. Chuck Shack. I don't know. That sounds like a steak restaurant in Kentucky or something. Silas K Taco. Thanks everybody on YouTube for hanging out. We will see you tomorrow at least. Bye-bye. And Twitch, we'll go raid you off into Twitch land.